Doom, 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 doom. Oh, let's start that. Let's start the show. All right. We got the music. Got the music. Got the voice. Sort of got the voice. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. All right. Let's try it with this over here. All right, now let's grab our going live and all that fun stuff. Doom, 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 doom. Bam. Bam. And what's it gonna say? Hey! All right. And there. Okay. Subscribe to earn drops. Cool. Let's see. Let's pop up our YouTube. Got our YouTube links right away. Hey, I'm a subscriber. How cool is that? All right, let's see. Now we got to reset our controllers. There we go. How do we look? Are we lovely again? Are we lovely again? I can't see. That's kind of funny. There we go. All right, that's probably good. Okay, and let's see what else is going on. Got that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Almost ready, folks. You know, I think we're ready enough. We could hop on over to Dev. Oh, not a lot going on right here right now, is there? Let's get some stuff going. There we go. All right. I do appreciate how the hand tracking is pretty much good enough that you can tell that I was closing a water bottle. Well, soda bottle in this case. All right. It is a Monday night and I am here. It's been a hot minute for that, hasn't it? Okay, let's see. What else do I need to bring online? Or offline? Oof. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a little bit of a rougher voice tonight. Here, let's get this guy over here. We're gonna have a little bit rough voice tonight. Really? Come on, hands. Is it gonna do that to me again? It is gonna... hand tracking, come on now. I like my microphone right there. But the Leap Motion thinks that the cloth I have around... Okay, I guess we're not doing the cloth tonight. That is gonna be too much work. Okay. So, audio tip. At least what works for me. I have my microphone on a boom arm over my monitors and then hanging down. So I'm facing forward. It's right here. Like I can tap, tap, tap. But I have a lot of flat surfaces here. I've got 3 monitors. I've got a flat desk. Well, there's some odds and ends on it, but pretty much a flat, hard desk, flat, hard ceiling above, and all that makes a nice, nice environment for acoustics to bounce all over the place. Unfortunately. So one of the things I've been doing to mitigate that is having a, when I'm streaming, I put a little washcloth kind of around the back of the microphone, so that any audio, any of my voice that goes past the microphone and bounces off the walls, it gets muffled. It gets muffled on the way to the wall and on the way back. Unfortunately, my Leap Motion, which is right here on the desk, sometimes it likes to think that the cloth on the back of the microphone is actually a long sleeve shirt, like I'm wearing right here. So there's that. Let's see, I gotta straighten up my shirt a little bit. Speaking of that, I'm trying something. We tried it last time, and it's a different shirt. It's not quite as tight, but I put my tracking phone, my chest tracker, in my shirt pocket right here, like I did last time. It seemed to work out really well because I don't have to have a strap like slung over my shoulders, a harness for the chest tracker. That's already a huge improvement in my mind. A huge improvement. So, yeah, I like that. But it will not be nearly as accurate because, you know, it's sitting kind of tilty in this pocket. One of these days I'll make a nice like necklace. A necklace to hold my tracker. Because proper tracking is a long ways off in the budget. A long ways off. I have some other toys I would like first. Okay. Let's make the chat window a little bigger. Hi, chat. I like having the wide. Is this a? No, it's not an ultra wide. It's just big. My nice 2K resolution monitor here. But we're not showing you guys all of it. There's a little bit below down here, and there's a little bit to the side over here. So this is actually a scaled display. And oh, you're not seeing all of the top of it either because it is cropped down a little bit. So up here, you can see the toolbars cut off. No, the toolbar. The inspector. It's this tab. This whole column right here is cut off a little bit. But it makes for nice video capture. Like if I decided, you know, I'm gonna cut out that whole little bit of top gizmos and toolbars, the play button, which I used to show, because I have the screen real estate for it, so that's nice. But also if I'm going to be making clips or, you know, exported for some video, it's nice not having that clutter up there. Especially since I can have the game window fill up almost the entirety. If I had it scaled slightly different, it would be filling up the entirety. Why are we showing just a little bit here? Can I scooch it without it getting upset? little bit this way. The little adjustments. So this is the bad part about not having it fill the full screen. If it fills the full screen, I can just capture the whole screen like I used to. Oh, correction. How I used to is another different way. I used to have an ultra wide directly in front of me. So it was a 31-inch ultra wide, I want to say. So I had the same setup. I had chat on one side. I think you guys were on the right. Yeah, I think you guys were on the other side. And it was just an ultra wide, which I didn't really care for as much. But work was nice to provide that for me, so I didn't mind that at all. So what we have here, you might see something new. We finally started using the canvas. The canvas. So, in my quest for interactable objects. Okay, let me make sure my marker's off. As much as I love the Techno RGB trail renderer. There we go. Okay, we're good. Should I have it on the eyes though? Or did I think I might have messed that up a little bit. That was code that I had to fix at the end of last stream. I think I did mess up the, yep, I did. I messed up the code for the lovely RGB trail renderer, but what we have now, we have interactivity, and it'll show a nice little tooltip down below here, right down here. Almost as if we're a real game. Okay, first let's get rid of that. For instance, this thing has a script right from the tutorial, which was insanely fast. It was... He wanted to get his point across real fast, so he sped everything up super duper fast. But yeah, it wasn't... I had to play it at quarter speed to see where a couple of the items were in the menus. But look, we can change this object's material color. Not so useful? Yeah, not entirely, but... Ta-da! We've got helpful text right here that says what it can do when we want to interact with the object. Let's go over to something else that's interactable. This lovely display right here. It says turn false because I didn't properly format the Boolean. Well, I mean, I did, but not for these purposes. So now we could go click. Oh, and look, we've turned off the monitor. Oh, it should say turn true. Yes. Now we can interact with objects. I finally got around to doing that part. And it's great. I modified the script a little bit to make it even more extendable. So I'm going to have a super generic version. In this case, this one behind me. After I fix up the flavor text here. The instruction text. It's not flavor text. Yeah. So we're using the E key to interact. As one does in most computer games. But we're going to extend it out a little bit. And then we're going to work on the cameras, because I have ideas for what I want to do. More quick swapping cameras. And it's super easy to do in Unity. You just need to set it up. So that's tonight's plan. I believe I said cameras and controls. Turn false. just turn false. Don't turn true, turn false. Ah, yes. So how this works is for the hit detection on what is interactive. There were a couple different ways that I was going to choose between. One was area based, and then which way you were, facing. Kind of proximity. There you go. That's the term. Remember, it is still a Monday night. Whoa! Just lost my headphones. Let's put that back. There we go. Put that in my pocket too. Where was I? Oh yes. So proximity based was one method by I believe Code Monkey. Was that Code Monkey? A very awesome set of tutorials on interactivity for like talking to NPCs. So if you get close enough, they would then turn their head and track you. They'd play a little animation basically and look at you. So you could interact with them. Same thing, it would show a little dialogue box on the bottom here. It says, speak with, so-and-so, the NPC. And then if you were closer, depending on who you were closest to for the NPC interactive system, is who you were able to interact with. So if I was closer to here, but I wanted to, mess with the portal, I would have to move a little bit closer to the portal before the box would even pop up. Oh, the portal might be the first one we do tonight. Yes, the portal might be the first camera we do tonight. Fun plans with that. But first, we're gonna fix this text here, because I have it on a generic on-off toggle. And by generic, I mean I can attach it to anything. I don't have it on here. This one has the color changing script from the from the incredibly fast tutorial. And what is this one? Oh, and I did have to change the hotkey for picking things up. Oh. Picking things up. There we go. And we are roller skating again. Why are we... We're using the VR trackers, so we should be nicely on the ground. Apparently we are just above the surface. We'll worry about that later. That is not nearly as high priority. All right. So, we have our new text. Our interact text. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's shrink that back down. First of all, we will go to our toggle script. Open that up in Visual Studio. And this time, I was reviewing the VOD for the last coding stream, and I was covering up. It was like this. So wherever I was typing, my avatar was blocking it half the time. It was a little too chill of a chill coding stream, apparently, that I was not paying close enough attention. We can actually shrink this up quite a bit, too. Okay, I don't think I need the lit shader. All right. I'm still going to be a little grumbly here from allergies. Guess who forgot to take his allergy medicine this morning? His daily allergy pill. So that was fun. All right. So. Oh, yes, that does exactly what I thought. Oh, I have initial state. It should be, for one thing, it should be current state. So I did get to play with this just briefly. Basically on my break today. on one of my breaks today. So I had the tutorial bookmarked. It was like 90-second tutorial. It should have been at least 3 minutes, but it was about 90 seconds. Okay. And it didn't have all of this stuff. What it did have was, I think this is pretty much verbatim. Yep, color changer, material mat. So what this does is, it's very, very simple. Does exactly what it should. And it's the interactable class, which was part of the tutorial. It's called iInteractable. So when this starts up, it grabs the first material of the object it's attached to. And then whenever the player interacts with it, you know, the E pops up, and the player interacts with it by pressing the E key, hits this. Which is, well, actually, when the ray, let me backtrack a little bit. So when you're in play mode, first it loads up the first material and stores it. And then when the ray cast, so what? Little invisible light line, or a ray, hits this. It says, oops, this is something that can be interacted with. Changes the description. It still says E that pops up, so we can interact with it. But it says, changes the text to change to random color. Well, this lets us know what we can do, right? And then, let's see. But yes, and then when they do interact with it, it calls the interact function. In this case, it just changes to a random RGB. Material color to random RGB color. There you go. Simple. Why am I twisting? I'm twisting a little bit. Let's do a quick yaw reset, if that's the problem. Yep, a little bit. We're drifting a little bit with the motion capture, but I think that is just because the phone is sitting loose in my pocket. So maybe the holster would be a better idea. Maybe the chest holster. You know, if I did it right, I could put the leap motion right there too, because that is what a lot of people who use the leap motion for hand tracking, whether it's for VR or for VTubing, they have their leap motion hanging from a little chest mount, usually just hanging around the neck and then right there, pointing slightly down, so that it can capture a nice range of motion, a nice range of hand motion. Mine is sitting at the top of my keyboard in front of me, which is why it flakes out from time to time. And like right now, it's not showing my hands in this position because if I'm not typing, it can't see. So it's a little downside of where it is. I think I am going to try mounting the hand tracker up here off of my microphone boom. There shouldn't be too much weight for it, but we'll see. We'll see. I think my microphone's drifting a little bit too. Okay, so this was the demo script. And I thought, okay, what can I do with it? All we need is the get description, and we need interact. You know, what it does when you press the E key. So, here's what I came up with right away. Let's go find an object that has it right here. Okay. So the quick bit is we have a public game object. Should probably make this serialized instead of a public. Yeah, let's make it serialized. There. Because it doesn't need to be publicly accessible. At least not with this toggle script. I had ideas of linking other scripts together, but I don't know if I want scripts to interact with scripts to interact with scripts. I don't know if I want to go that deep in the weeds. Okay, so what we have here is We have an initial state. We have a current state. We actually don't need to show the current state. This is more for debugging. So we have the object, in this case, this holographic screen. Put that on here, that's the target. So the script is on the console. The target is the screen. That's how I set this up. The color changer example, it takes the material of whatever it's attached to, so it would be the console. But I thought, what if I want a light switch? The light switch would be attached to a light, obviously. I could also do a collection of lights. That's why I left it as game object. So in this case, get the game object. The initial state, you can set it right here. So the initial state could be off, could be on. In this case, it's on. So when the game starts, it says set initial state. So it knows the initial state, obviously, because we set it right there. It sets the current state to the initial state. And then we set the object, again, the object. We set it to the initial state. It doesn't matter. It's the current state and initial state. It's the same at this point. So whenever we interact with it, it toggles it. It toggles the current state. We no longer care about the initial state. That is now irrelevant. But we set the opposite current state to the opposite, and then we change the active condition. There, super simple. Now what I have here is just turn true and false. I'm just changing the Boolean to a string. We don't want it to say that though. I want to say on and off. Oh boy, let's see. And we want it to say the opposite of what it currently is. So that all makes sense. So I think what we can do here, let's get rid of this, because this is one of the nice things of C, is you can do this kind of stuff. No, maybe not on a return statement. Maybe not on a return statement. What if? You know what? Let's just do this. Let's just do this the busy way. If current state if not current state is true. If current state is on, wow. Okay. This is why we don't. This is why we don't program at night. But that's what we're doing today. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll just do it. Well, yeah. Now, is this where we do the pipes? Nope. This is not where we do pipes. Okay. And we just get rid of that. Do I need it right there? There we go. Okay. I know there's a nice tidy way to do this. I know that there is a nice tidy way to do that. I just don't know it. I do not use the C# that much. Okay. Let's see if I even did it right. Turn off. Turn on. Ah. Yay. Okay, so we did it right. We did do it right. And I think the distance is a good distance. Welcome in, Nix. Welcome in. My tracking is going to be a little wibbly wobbly because I have my tracking phone in my shirt pocket again. This is a roomier shirt pocket, so I'm going to use that as my excuse for slouching. What do robots drink? That's a good question. What do robots drink? Whoa, that is a big hello. 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 What do currently the robot is drinking water. Water and a cough drop because I didn't take my allergy medicine until after I went outside today, unfortunately. I thought it'd be long gone. Usually it's done, but we've had some funky weather lately. Water-powered robots. It's to wash the dust out. It's to wash the dust out. So I got a little bit of allergies, and also I did a lot of talking and shouting yesterday. I was helping move around a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff around in a warehouse type environment. And you had to shout to get from, one end to the other. So the voice is just a little bit rough for those two reasons. But look, we have interactivity. We have new text. Press E to use the new text. I finally added some interactive script besides just picking up. In fact, I'm going to be revamping my pick up and drop script. Press E. In this case, straight from the tutorial. Look, change E to a random color, or press E to change a random color. Look it. Oops. We're changing this object's material color. Woo! But if we go over here, we can turn off the monitor and turn back on. Ta-da! Oh, nothing. But now something. Yay! So I wrote a basic toggle script that we can drop on anything we want to toggle. Whether it's turning a screen on or off, or more importantly, lights. Or, like a TV monitor and such. And then I'll write more sophisticated. In fact, yes, right here. So I have the object. We can set its initial state right from here so it's not hard-coded. And the text. Do we need the text? I don't know if we really need. Yeah, because for open close. Well, open and close would control an animation for like a door sliding open or swiveling open. So that would have to be like a door script. This is the toggle on and off, so I think it's fine just leaving it as toggle on or off. Otherwise, I could set the text right here as well. Just for fun, let's extend it out a little bit. Where's our... Let's extend it out just a little bit more. Probably don't need to, but... String says get description, so let's call it description. String description, we're gonna leave it as No, description on. Now we're really describing, or we're really extending this off, aren't we? We'll set a default value. We'll say turn on. And then turn off. There. Now we can take this. Right there. And put this right here. Oops. Get out of there. Bam. While we're here, let's make this a little bit nicer. I was going to try and have it all be on one line, but that is one thing I do not appreciate about C programmers. Certain C programmers, especially when you're searching for helpful advice and they have, you know, oh, just use this. Use, you know, let's say string equals string to whatever, you know, and then extend it out. It's like, oh, you're supposed to be helping somebody who obviously needs help. You say string example string equals new string. Is, you know, be a little bit more descriptive instead of doing the C language thing where you smash everything onto one line. You name it all the same darn thing. Like object. That would be a real thing. You could say object. Well, those are great too. Yes, the ones where someone asks a question and then replies with "Never mind, I figured it out." And yes, you can edit your main post, or if you can't edit for some reason, you say the, you know, well, actually, you can usually edit it, but there are times when you can't. Yes, here's my solution. Yes, you know, because there's some places I think, because I don't think in Reddit you can pin the solution. You could say, oh, I went with so and so's, you know, whatever down below, and you paste it there, as long as you give them credit, right? Because that's cool. Be cool. Whereas on like Stack Overflow, you pin the correct answer, you know, or the one you chose at least. Usually there's more than one correct answer. Usually. All right, so we get our description. We've now extended this out a bit. We've added a default. There. That should be all we need. And if we want, we can change this. Because currently the default is turn on, turn off. But it doesn't have to be. It could be open or close. But it's for a door, for like opening and closing a door, or something where you want a thing to move. I would have an advanced toggle or something like that. You know, like let's say you press a button and you don't want a door to open, but you want, you know, you turn the key and the, you know, it opens up a hidden treasure chest or something, you know, something silly like that. So I would have the animation, or yes, I would have the animation tagged in here, so that it would do its thing, like the do a thing script. The do a thing script is very important. You had a PS4, you bought a game from a different region. English menus, but shown Chinese. Your PlayStation was on UK English, so it wasn't quite right. It wasn't doing as expected. Oh, that is interesting that it would be slightly different based on the flavor, the, I want to say flavor text, the language, the flavor of the text. That seems, without knowing more, that seems like a bug. Because what's on the surface shouldn't matter. Oh, one of the fun things you can do now, and I kind of want to go through a few of my imported games that are in Japanese. I have some RPGs on the Sega Saturn that I bought, eons ago at like a Anime Con or eBay or something. Now, instead of getting a language pack for it, which I'm sure exists, I could just hold my phone up and do the live, Google Translate. No? Awesome. I was waiting for my phone to try and help me. But yeah, you can do that live and it'll, translate it all. We use it every now and then on some of the Switch games. Ones that they have with the family pack subscription thing. So they have a whole bunch of, Nintendo's ROMs, basically, the legal ROMs on the Switch. And there are some import games there. It's like, I've always wanted to play this game, but, I don't read Japanese. So you just hold up the phone and it says, oh, here's the dialogue that's scrolling across the screen. Yeah, it's a live translate. It's awesome. That would be awesome if it was, if the Windows app for that. A hack for that on, I just thought this, a hack for that on Windows, if you have a Samsung phone, you can use the Windows link or link to Windows or something like that. I don't know. I don't think it's an Android feature. I think it's specifically a Samsung one. It could be. I could be wrong. So you could have your phone pointing at your screen and then casting your phone over to a different screen. You could do something silly like that. And by silly, I just mean convoluted, to get the result you want. Okay, what was next? Oh, okay. So this will just turn an object on or off. So something I've been wanting to do here for a while. Let's see. How does this one work? EV material. Do I want to jump right in with this one? Which is what I'm not as familiar with as I used to be. I have a whole list of stuff I thought of yesterday and today here. Okay, let's see. First of all, I need more teleport spots. Oh no, do we not have... Where's our teleport code? First, we're gonna add another... Here we go. The portal? Yes. But this is not the right one. It teleports it to 1. Okay, so we need to go to somewhere. Oh, I do only have 2 slots. I'm gonna load up the other project. Do I need to load up the other project? There. We're just gonna steal the code out of the other project. Because why reinvent the wheel? Okay, so that one is pending as we wait for it to pop up here. Let's fix that. Let's fix the H key, which is in their character rig. Okay. The eyes are not working like they should be. Because, I now remember, we were trying to get too clever. Here we are. We were trying to get too clever. Okay, so when the key is hit, yeah, that's not gonna work. This needs to be up here. There. Okay, so when the key is pressed, it'll start off with, whatever it starts off with. It's not super important. Set all the trail rendering objects in this case, set them to inactive, increment by 1. So if it's 1, use the marker. Okay. Next time around, you press it again, it'll increment, then it'll be 2, in which case, it switches to the eyes. Next time around, it'll be, next time you press it, it'll be 3, which is not 1 or 2, so it sets it to 0, but leaves the eyes on. Oh, well, that's easy enough, I guess. Oops. No, this will work how I want it to. It will work how I want it to. Yes. Okay, so that one's fixed. Welcome in, Shrill Duck. We're not being too rusty. We're not being too rusty. We are doing the dangerous thing of trying to code after 8 p.m. It's like gremlins. You don't feed or water them after midnight, I believe. If you're rusty, you don't code after a long day of coding. Okay, we are going to grab my teleport script from this one. Scenes. Mine. Okay. Oh, there's my sunshine script. I'm looking forward to bringing that into the main project. Coco Gaga? What was that? Oh, that was the rope. That was the rope. Teleporter. Here we go. There we go. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, I shouldn't call it green screen anymore. I should just call it teleporter. Copy this one over. Destination. But for now we are going to try this. Green screen. Because green screen mode should be doing more than just, yeah, that is all it does. The green screen mode was going to be controlling some of the stuff for the green screen area for spout capture. This is just a teleport script, so I changed my mind. We're going to remove this. Uh-oh, we're gonna put in small caps. Deprecated. Green screen destination, green screen return. Okay. Oh. Remove component. I'm gonna leave delete me there though. That's very important. Very important that we leave the delete me script undeleted. Okay, so now we got to go over the other project. Copy. Take this script. Copy. Get out of there. Go over here. Go to our scripts folder. Can I paste? Also open it. And silly, you can't. I could have dragged it, but you can't paste it. And that seems a little silly. A little silly. Yeah. So now we have a teleporter script. Should be showing up here shortly. You got the hospital asset you needed. Cool. Decided you didn't want to have to model everything by hand. it does add up after a while, doesn't it? Okay, control lights. Let's throw the teleporter script right there. Okay, now we have everything we need. Okay, where is our armature? Oh, I always do that. Don't click on it, just drag it. And now we need the objects. So they were called green. So we got our green screen destination, green screen return, and let's add another one while we're at it. We'll keep it in the same spot. We'll call it, make an empty object. Green space station. So it's not quite right. Oh, and it did put it way over there too. Well, now I feel bad. Okay, green space station, you get it way over here somewhere. You get way over here somewhere. We want to start you. Where should we start you? We start you in the midst of everything, right at the start of the level. That looks like a good spot, doesn't it? How about for effect we put you right on this this little junction right here. There we go. Okay. Now we need to find our control lights and drop in the drop in the third target. And to make more targets, I would just go through and add more. Now, if I had a ton of spaces that I wanted to drop in teleport spots, teleport spots, or add them as I'm running through the level, like dropping a marker, you know, or like dropping a flare that I'm going to teleport back to. I could do that programmatically. I'll have to keep that one up here. Yeah, Shrildoc, I feel you there. You have to choose your battles and how much scope you want to deal with. So like what I'm doing here, I am mostly using prefabs, so asset packs. Now what we've been running around in with the space station is the default level. I've removed some stuff here and there, but this is how it is laid out, and everything is pretty much straight out of the box because this is my learning environment. You know, this is me figuring it out. You know, we're doing interactive scripts. I don't want to have to model the thing that I want to interact with just to learn how to do this kind of a script. You know, so that's why I'm starting with assets. So I have something nice to look at instead of just a bunch of cubes laying all over the place. Instead of just a bunch of cubes laying all over the place. Okay, so we have our teleporter. it should work because it was also hotkeyed to M. Let's find out. Okay, well, first of all, did we fix our, oh, okay, there we go, we got the eyes. Now we have nothing, and now we should have a marker. Okay, we got the marker. Then we've got the eyes. And then we've got nothing. Hey, one script fixed. All right. All right. Now let's test out them teleporters. Okay, so the first location is the green screen. Second is the office. And the third, it's in here. Now we should go back to the other one. Ta-da! All right, that works. That works. We have our new teleporter. Awesome. Save that. Okay, that's a couple things off the list. A couple things fixed. Okay. Raycast screen source. Ooh, yes. I don't think I'm going to do that today, but this will definitely be important in the actual office. Hey, since it's open. Since the office is open anyways. So we've got all these guys, right? We got all this pile of monitors. They're floating. But when I hit the play button, they will all land and kind of arrange themselves as if they were just haphazardly stacked, because that is literally what is happening. They're all going to be playing video. Well, not all of them. Some of them might be just, some of them might be dead. Some of them might have like a little crackle animation of not working properly. But I want to be able, now that I have an interact script, so they'll have their default state, playing whatever looping video or whatnot, or camera feed. Be able to go up to it and interact with each one. Turn it on or off, or change the channel. I haven't quite decided yet. But now we can turn them on and off at least. Or change the channel, whatever their, I'll have a script specifically for monitors. So it'll say, interact or something, who knows. Click it and maybe it'll just switch. I have ideas for how to do that too. Ooh, you're thinking of building the first part as part 1. It would take the player 24 hours to complete. Ooh, that's an ambitious first part. Good luck, good luck. Yeah, I still have it in the pipeline. Oh, what do they call that when they come up with the game plan for like a long-term set of releases? I can't think of it. A roadmap. There we go. I can't think of it. The roadmap for the Rusty Robot project here. Step 1, get my environment all put together, which honestly, the factory is like 90% there for enough to start on. Get the 2 projects put together so I can start streaming from it. Step 2 is to add interactivity for you guys. So you can type in chat commands or point redeems. Stuff will happen. And then, honestly, step 3 for the Unity stuff is an episodic choose your own adventure, short form. Mostly it'd be for you guys. It's not going to be the plan, at least, is not for it to be like a game anybody will play or whatever. It's just like, no, you want to be mostly a fan of the channel. A little something for you guys. And each episode will, at least in this stage of planning, Each episode will have a different story, a self-contained, episode of the week, or TV show, whatnot. And it'll be fully interactive and playable. Tell a complete story, and then later, as I work on them, the next episode and the next episode, as as long as we can keep it going. So definitely not a full game release and then split into different chapters. No, it'd be each chapter, kind of like a novella. Wait, what would they do way back in the day with paperbacks? Serialized novel. That is exactly what I was thinking of. It'd be a serialized game, kind of like the Telltale games, and that's kind of what I'm going to be shooting for too. Which means I should probably play through one of those again sometime. I think I have a good chunk of them, of the Telltale games. I haven't played them all. I still haven't played Wolf Among Us, and that was their first. I think that was their first Telltale series in that style. But Tales from the Borderlands was a ton of fun. A ton of fun. Oh, you're working on the interface? I am also. I'll do it again. But here we go. We finally added some online interfaces because I watched some tutorials. Okay. I have to start the marker in the off state, I think. We can leave it like this for now though. Okay, so this is straight out of this tutorial. As we get closer to an object, the raycast will hit it, coming from the center of the screen, I believe. Oh, what is this? Change to a random color? Oh, this object is changing colors now. Because this script grabs the first material on the object that's interactable and then assigns a random RGB value. See? The old Back to the Future. Oh, I don't think I have that one. I would have to check my Steam library. I don't think I have the Back to the Future one. So over here, is that a good hit distance? I think that's a pretty good distance. From the character to the object. It's right there. Because like if I'm zoomed in, it seems like I'm a lot closer. Though I could make it so you have to be like right on top of the object. Maybe I will shorten it a little bit. Ta-da! Look we're turning this monitor on and off by interacting with the console. Ooh. I do want to extend this just a little bit more. Something should happen with the controlling object. As well as the object that is being toggled. Don't know quite how I want to do that though. I would have to have like a separate switch maybe. Well, I mean the switch would be the interacted object. I also don't have them I also don't have it like the object highlighted. So we don't know exactly what this is attached to. We just know it's in the center of the screen, right? So it'd be nice if it could have like a little outline maybe. Or maybe instead of an outline, like hover. The olden days. Let's go back to the olden days of Flash, my beloved Flash design. A button would have 4 states: inactive, hover, press, and release. So inactive would just be like, ignore this. Hover was what would be when the cursor's over it, in case this. Then we could also have a press, so the button's being pushed down, and a release, whatever happens after that. Usually press and release usually release would be the same as the inactive. Easier that way. You could have it play an animation where it pops back up. I miss Flash. I do miss Flash. All 5 parts are separate games. The DLC for... I know Telltale's did release some of their things as separate episodes. And I don't think they considered it DLC. Like, DLC, you have to have a base game. Right? Yeah, I wonder if I should have it a hover state. We'll work on that for for light switches, maybe. Speaking of light switches, how about we do one? How about we do? All right. Awesome. I'm going to put a light switch right over here somewhere. I mean, there's one... Is there one right here? What is this? What is this? Okay, there's a light switch. Yeah, it doesn't... It's rather unimpressive, but... They only have one light switch here. I think I'm going to put one like right there where that little drawing is. The drawing came with the with the office. I grabbed some little kid's drawing and just put it on my wall, claimed it as like, this is mine, or this is my kids, my imaginary kids. Do I have that? Do I have that in the other office? Because I had to change parts of the office. Let's see. No, we don't have that. The warehouse's or the factory. We'll call it the factory. It is the warehouse part of the factory, but it does not have all the same assets. Oh, no, we do have the picture. It's right here. We do have the picture up on the corrugated wall. Oh. Something I was wondering about this clock. While I'm here, and I mean, it says right in the tags for the stream, it's tangents. And we definitely have some tangents. They do have them separate. That is awesome. No. Blue. Which one's blue? Z. Z is blue. Okay, so we can have time flowing normally on the clock. So basically I'm going to have a little clock script that will be tied to my local time, which is Central. And I'm okay with y'all knowing that I live in Central Time. Yes, so we can have the time in the office match my local time. But also, we can play tricks. One of the fun tricks that I was thinking about was the clock moves or does not move, depending if you're looking at it or not. So I'm not sure quite how I would do that, but that was one of the fun ideas. Or every time you look back at the clock, it's a different time. That was, I think that's I have it written down somewhere in here. Whereas every time you look at it, or you look away from it, yes, because you don't want the viewer to see it snap into position. So I would say whenever it's, that is tricky. I'd have to figure out the exact logic for it. But basically, if it's off screen, it knows it. and it knows so that when it comes back on screen, that it is a different time. It's just a little Easter egg. This is just for you guys. Now you guys know. Now you guys know. I don't know what I'll do for the experimental space station version of that. Although the office is right here. Complete with instantiate chair. Complete with instantiate chair. What were we going to do? We were going to... Light switches. Light switches. Okay, let's go to the main office. Oop. Why is the main office center way over here? That ain't right. Okay. We don't have any light switches here, do we? That's it? That's it for switches? What lever? I mean, I guess it's a switch. Let's set it to prefabs only. Yeah, we have one thing called a switch. I bet we have buttons. Let's look for buttons instead. We have tons of sci-fi buttons. There we go. Here's a good toggle switch. What else we have? What else we have? Let's make these bigger. Ooh, look at these buttons. There we go. Ooh, that's like a nuclear launch kind of deal. That one's fun. It looks like this one is emissive, so this will light up. Ooh. Oh yeah, that is a good idea. That is a good idea. Making... Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here. Now that I've gotten comfortable enough with programming in Unity specifically, I feel more comfortable with making very generic things and then building them more sophisticated as I go, instead of jumping right in with a one use script that is very specific. And some of that I just didn't I didn't know enough. I didn't know enough about Unity to realize that it could be done. Like the toggle, like that toggle interaction that uses the new text here, the E. You can just assign any game object and it'll toggle it on and off. It's that easy, So I can take that script that I wrote, which does let, it has defaults in it. But essentially that script, you put it on an object, just waiting to interact with the object, and it'll turn a target object on and off. It could be the same object, which would be difficult because then it will remove that object. So that's a use once script. If the script is on itself, that is used once because it'll disappear. Which I guess makes sense. So it's more for like remote controlling objects, like turning the lights on and off in the office, which is what we're gonna do here. So I can do that without having a hotkey, without taking up another hotkey on my keyboard. I can use light switches as intended. Oh, you're not using ray casting, so it's lightweight. Well, what I mean by casting a ray is not the graphical ray casting. So I'm not using like, simulated light. What it is doing is it's, think a laser pointer. Whatever the laser pointer's, hitting. So it's shooting out its little laser pointer. Wherever that red dot is, that is the object that's being interacted with, possibly, if it has the right script on it. So it's a little abstract, but yes. Okay. No, I don't like any of these buttons, but I kind of appreciate the I kind of appreciate this right here. So maybe we'll put the on off button here. One thing I do not like is, as far as I know, snap to object does not exist. There's ways to do it, but I do not remember the key combination on how to snap. Is it? It's not shift, not control. Oh, it. See, I think control is snap to grid or increments. It might be snap to increments or move to increments. Yeah, so that is kind of annoying that you can't just have the colliders butt up against each other, because that would make finding out things so much easier. Okay, let's see what this item looks like. Okay, we're gonna drop it in the main office. We're gonna call it light buttons. Office light buttons. Unfortunately, it does not have. See, I chose this one specifically because it looked like you could turn it, you could play with the different lights and, change it from like red to green for on and off. But this one does not appear to have that. What it might do is you might be able to shift the texture. Or, here we go. I can turn the emitting. There we go. Oh, no, that is, everything's emitting. I found this somewhere. I have a script hiding here. I don't know if I did it on stream or not, but I was able to toggle an instance of the material on and off. I have to look that up right now. That is what I want. Okay, so let's go back. First, we're going to assign it. Yeah, we're going to assign it the script we want. So let's search for our toggle. There we go. Toggle. And let's look for our office lights. Do we just have them as lights? We do. So we're going to make a light group. We're going to do this the other way. Really? Am I that messy? I am that messy. I fixed this in the new office. I fixed this in the new office. Here, let's do a little bit of housekeeping while we're here. Office objects. We're gonna take all this crap. Put in office objects. So much cleaner. Yes, I did this in the factory. I did this the proper way. Basically, I'm making groups right here, right now. Office lights. We have 3-point lights. Office lights. Okay. So now what we can do. So this button, this lovely little button right here, will be controlling the lights. Initial state is on, and instead of just turn on, we have turn lights on and turn lights off. We didn't have to edit anything in the script. This is how it's supposed to be done. Ta-da! Okay, so sorry, I was ignoring chat a little bit there. Oh, you're using the collision base. See, that is also... Twitch just broke for you. Oh, my Twitch? Oh no, your Twitch. Your Twitch. Or maybe me on your Twitch? Oh, that is weird. refresh, refresh. Oh, if you're on mobile, my condolences. I'm not a fan. YouTube mobile is worse though for me. I can't use it to find anything to watch. But Shrill Duck, you're using collision. So when two interfaces connect, they have the interaction. That is what I'm doing for the teleport, my little teleport portal, which was an early interaction for me. So let's go test this out. I'm going to save and I will show you both things. Let's focus here on Rusty. Oops. No, that is not where you are. Okay. So the portal right here, this was my original teleport portal before I had the hotkey. So this will currently take us to the top of top of Giant Rusty's head. This is set up for a collider or a collision. Come on, right there. See, it has a portal script right here. This was my original portal script. All it does is take you to the destination on a collision, specifically when the player. This is a Unity thing. Specifically when the player collides. Yes, specifically when the player collides with it. So if I were to throw stuff, like pick up this planter here and throw it at the portal, nothing happens. It's specifically, in fact, now nothing will happen because it's in the way. Go away. What we have here is I have my collider and this rectangle's or cube, this shape's collider. Boom. See, when the two colliders hit, there's a trigger, and the trigger, the action that is done by the trigger is to run the teleport script, and the destination is currently way up here on Giant Rusty's head. On a platform that is one-sided. So you can't see it from the base. See? So this is where we've been perching when we want to do fun stuff like instantiate chairs. But let's go hop down there. Because we don't have falling damage. So all right, here we go. Oh no, we're bring it up. There we go. This would work better in first person, so I need to edit my interactive script for when I'm in first person mode, because it'll again be the center of the screen. It's just the ray cast, the laser pointer, is coming from a different spot. I should almost make it so that the ray cast, for demonstration purposes, can be turned on and off, and it's like a laser pointer. Okay, so we got the button. We got the buttons right there. Yeah, that doesn't work if I'm in the way, does it? I could be like this. There we go. Turn lights off. It's now a light switch. Okay. So what we can do now is have the advanced version of the toggle, or an even more advanced, build one more step into it. And that would be, oh, it would be cool to have it be collision based. I could do it. I have a collider on one of my hands. I forget which it is. Which is fun because I can, when I'm holding the object in one hand, I can bat at it with the other one, and it'll affect the physics. But so the next step is what I was referring to is when the object is interacted with for the toggle, something happens. I think I would want that to be a different script though, because not everything is going to have an emission, an emitter on it. And I don't want to bloat a script that's going to be on tons of things. Like I don't want to have this page-long script on tons of things when I could have a very compact script on tons of things. And then important things, the hero objects or whatever, would then have the larger, more extended script. Right now, I think having the object be basically a remote control is exactly what I want. Bam. Yeah. I do like that this one is emissive, so it does glow right now. In fact, if we get nice and close, you should see the color emitting, so it exists in the world. So it should be giving me like a little orange hue right now, and then a red hue. Same thing with my eyes, except I have the emission, the emissive, ranked way up on my eyes, so they glow nicely. Shrill Duck, if you are going to be doing like combat stuff, my greatest advice will be to find a plugin, because somebody has already handled all of the awful stuff like targeting, hit points, damage, all that kind of stuff, especially for melee. Bullets are easy. They just go pew 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 in a straight line, right? But yeah, when you start adding all that, just there's probably a free version even on the Unreal Marketplace, a free version to get started with for combat. I thought about it too, on how much I want to do all by myself, and no. The most I want to do by myself is launching objects, and that I basically have done. I just need to add a little more force, and then I can throw an object. For example, let's turn the lights back on. I love it. I love it. I can pick up any of these chairs. See? So if I want to use this as combat, I don't know if I'd hold a modifier key to throw it or have a different key for throwing it, because right now I just drop it. But what I can do is if I'm moving, it takes that physics data with it, especially if I collide with stuff. It takes that physics data with it. So if I'm moving real fast and then I let go, it'll, see how I just moved that way a little bit? Yeah, but definitely if you want a combat system, my advice, until you're more seasoned at least, is to go with something pre-made and adapt that pre-made thing as you learn more about it. Adapt that pre-made thing to what you want it to do. Like, let's say you don't want it to shoot grenades, you want it to shoot random objects. Look at what they're doing for the grenade and how that works with trajectory and impact and all that, and then play with it. Say, oh, now I want to put a teddy bear in there. You swap out the grenade with a teddy bear object, or and as you move along, maybe there's different types of ammo. Batteries, teddy bears, bricks, and you launch it all from there. So yeah, 1 melee, 50 line traces. So a way I am saving processor power here is my interaction script The ray only goes out a short ways. See, if you look, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Where is it? Where are you? There it is. Right in the middle of the screen. See, I go over here. Nope. So I have to be within a certain range. So it's not pinging every single object around. It's only pinging objects within the range. Otherwise, it would be like my my horribly unoptimized light lighting system that's in here, where every point light down this down this corridor and in the space station is on at once, costing GPU right now. That is horribly unoptimized. But yes, so I should have them proximity based or load chunks of the level as I go is what I will eventually be doing. You know, so basically as soon as I walk through that door, it loads the next chunk. So it's not going to have 100 lights. It's going to have 10 lights, 10 lights, 10 lights, like that. So it's the same thing with this. It's the same thing with this. But no, I highly recommend until you're more comfortable with how everything works, to try out the built-in stuff. I mean, I'm using the third-person character controller here. Does it do everything I wanted to? No. I have to add in things like crouching and better transitions between the states. You know, like he gets one jump, you know, he gets a walk, he gets a run. That's it. I want to add in crouching, different types of animations. But that's all as I get more comfortable with it, I figure it out. I mean, like, I add, ooh. Oh, that's interesting. What's going on here? What is going on here? Did I bork something? I broke something there. That's interesting. My first person script is not working right now. Well, that is interesting. Let's get out of there while we can. So anywho, see, as I was saying, you got to know what's going on before you can start messing with it too much. Yeah. No, it'll be interesting. There are so many ways to do a thing. Yeah, there are many different ways to do a thing, and you just got to find the method and the end result that you're looking for. Okay, we're gonna hook this back up and see if my first person's working. Okay. I wonder if we were still holding on to one of those chairs, and that's why first person wasn't working. Though I thought I could pick up something. Yeah, I can pick up something and still... Interesting. I will have to keep my eyes open for if that happens again, where I cannot get into and out of a view mode. Okay, so we got a light switch going. Which is awesome. Because like I said, that frees up that frees up hotkey. And I have so many hotkeys. Well, I gotta say, how's the audio balance? I love this new soundtrack, this new music track, but it is very quiet compared to my usual stuff. Mocap, welcome in, Mega Mocap. Let me do a shout out. Is it a shout out? It is not. Let's do the old-fashioned shout out. I had one programmed in, but it I don't think it did what I wanted it to. Welcome in, Mega Mocap VR. We are adding interactivity, as you can maybe see from the center of the screen, which says new text. And I finally got to that stage of my roadmap, my to-do list. So, oh yeah, and we still have the markers. See, my beloved heart. So that's a funky heart. Let's try it again. Ta-da! I'm blocking my hand tracking when I'm doing that, or my eye tracking. New text. Who's this? Well, if you would like to interact with an object, we're doing a little raycast here. Ta-da! So it's a very basic but thorough script. So I have it there turning a monitor off. Here I finally added some lighting controls. And where we go. Turn lights off. Ta-da! We can now turn the office lights off and on. Yay! It's the little things. It's the little things that were definitely very necessary. Eventually, I'm going to add in other scripts, of course, but I will be hooking them up so that we can have interactivity. But yes, that is after I compile this project into a new. Basically, I'm going to start a new Unity project. So I'm not bringing all this testing baggage with. Then I'll have the factory that I've been working on, and my little testing area too. Bring it all together in a nice clean project, and then the next step is interactivity, so that channel points and all that can be all brought together. I am interested in what Dead Sun's working on with his tentacle. He said his tentacle project. He said that there would be a Unity project in the works. So I'm sticking with Unity for now. We'll be here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I have a list of redeems that I want to add for interactivity, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, like you said, how much power I want to give chat. I think it adds a lot of fun to it. Obviously, I'll have to be careful when I'm doing testing, because it's hard to troubleshoot when trouble is being shot all over the place. But I will probably have 2 separate instances running. I'll have the testing version here right from the we're right in the editor here. You can see there. Ta-da! So we'll have that running, but I will have a compiled version replacing VC Face, which is what I'm using in the bottom left corner for the avatar. Because, oops, there we go. This area over here is going to be the, in fact, it should work. I think I just turned it on. Let's test it out. We'll do this live. We should have Spout working just fine. He says, spout. This one? Nope. Go figure. I go to show and it disappeared. At one time, it was not working nicely. Oh, see, there we don't have our transparent background. We should have a transparent background right now. Oh, that is nice. That looks nice. Especially if the object wasn't behind it. So, nope. Oh well. Oh no. And one of the problems with how I have it set up right now is that it doesn't refresh. So I have to dig into, yeah, until you reboot the project. Oh, that is gross. Okay, we're gonna have to turn that off. Yeah. But anyways, it's almost there. It's almost there. And we get to bring all the whatever's attached to the player layer with. So it looks like I'll be able to do all sorts of fun stuff, it looks like. Okay. Cool. But that is currently a little borked. So we're going to turn that off for now. Unity test. There we go. Ta-da! Oh my. All right. But yes, so we do have, theoretically, we can have transparent output. I've got it to work before, but it's a little fussy. So I don't have to worry about a green screen. Despite the amusingness of this, it is, if you look down here, it's called green screen area. But yes, transparent export, which is exactly what VC Face is doing. So it's just being a little fussy with all the filters I've got post-processing on. But anyways, yes, thank you for dropping by, Mega Mocap. Always fun as always. I'll have to stop by again sometime. Have a good night. Whee! Have a good night. And we'll see you around. Thanks for stopping by again. Oops, yep. Trill, you got caught with auto mod. That's some fussy auto mod. That should have been yeah, let me let that one through. Bam. Oh gosh. Okay. This is too amusing. Maybe next time it comes up I will have to put the reins back on that and get headshots. Yes. If it comes up again, I will deal with it, I suppose. I'm a mostly wholesome streamer, so I guess I have auto mod set to that a little a little strong. Okay, where were we? Okay, what is it? 9:45. Hey, we got a little bit of time yet. I'm just checking things off the list. Ooh, something fun. Something fun for the interactivity. Vending machine. I want to be able to press the buttons and get the right flavor of Coca-Cola, you know? I don't like Coca-Cola. So Pepsi. Let's say fancy soda with the name filed off. Although these days I've definitely cut back on my soda consumption for health and expense. Like, man, a 12-pack of soda is what used to be beer money 5 years ago. It's pretty nuts. I wonder, the armchair economist in me wants to know, is it labor costs? It's definitely not syrup and sugar and water. Or is it aluminum? Because I know the price of aluminum definitely affects the price of canned beverages and plastic bottled beverages, because you can't have one higher than the other. You have to keep them both the same for appearance's sake. Otherwise it's devalued. It's the same with a digital game versus a physical release. You see? Because if you have the digital release cheaper because you don't have all this production built in for the physical object, the shipping, etc., then it's it's devalued, even though a digital copy should be significantly cheaper. It is what it is. Ooh, hey, speaking of automod, Sari caught a spammer who wanted to go to wanted some good viewers, or has the best viewers. I'm not too sure. I don't know if they're trying to offer me viewers or I should go to their site and entertain their viewers. They don't stick around long enough to explain. I suppose that's their loss for having sketchy services. Yes. Okay. But yeah, no, I am... Oh, I didn't look this up. I do have to add it before the next stream. I do have to look up who is playing on Winamp over there. Because these are WAV files, so they don't have all the metadata. But it was part of a beginning game dev bundle or something from like 4 years ago or something like that. And they had this soundtrack collection, and I haven't listened to it until like this month. I was using some of the other things, some of the other stuff for Unity. I was like, you know what? I need some new music. Don't I have music somewhere? Like asset free or royalty free music somewhere? And I did tons of it. And I dig it. You know, it's some fun background noise, background music. So I hope it's coming through okay. Audio balance is one of the things I struggle with doing this streaming thing, because I'll do a test. I'll do a test before I go live. Doesn't seem to be the same volume when I listen to the VOD. Okay, let's see. Okay. I still want my item spawner to be whatever I'm holding. But I think I would have to have it as part of what I'm doing. Oh, here we go. I should clean up this script. I should clean this up now. Am I blocking it? Good, I'm not blocking it this time. Okay, so green screen mode is deprecated, but I want to keep it here because I want to actually use it for the green screening. What is this? Oh! Okay. This is my Virtual Boy mode, where it displays the wireframes. For each feature we want to play with. Aha, yes. Player interaction. Is this what I did today? Yes. This is what I was... Yes, here we can see it. Okay. So to save processing, I should have my item pickup in here. So it's only shooting out one ray. Sounds of the 80s. Yeah, that tracks. This wow. This definitely tracks. Okay, so we can close some of these. Close it. Here we go. Player pickup drop. Okay, so here's what I'm doing for the player pickup drop. I changed the code from the tutorial because that was for first person, and which doesn't work in third person mode. How much time do we have? 9 minutes. I will do this off screen, because it'll need a little bit of testing. But essentially, I'm going to take my raycast, and if it hits an object that can be grabbed, to grab it. Whereas what we're doing over here, almost the exact same thing, because I copied most of it. I copied most of it from my own script. If it's interactable, oh wait, here we go. If it hits an interactable object, then do this. So it's going to interact with it, which is the E key, or the tooltip, the dialogue for the E key, versus the grabbable object. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, yeah, we'll do that later because that's a little bit of combination. That's a little bit of combination. I might leave them separate too. I don't use a whole lot of processing power to run this whole thing, so I don't feel bad doing little things like this. Okay, so our toggle script, super basic, but super effective. Where is... Okay, so here's the emitter. Where do I have it? Talk to the emitter. Where was that? It was something I did very recently. So let's come in here. Is it map pass script? Here it is. Is this it? Toggle render feature. No, render white. No, that's not it. Oh no. Don't you hate that when you lose the location of something? Yeah, lose the location of something. Let's see, it was grabbing an element of... Yes, it was grabbing an element of the trail render in this case. I played with it and it worked. But now I have to find it. Now I have to find it. I do not remember where it was. Oh well. I will have to find it later. But basically it was the way to unlock the features that were all locked behind stuff. Okay, anyways, that's enough of that. No post cam. There you are. Layer of no post. That is part of our spout output that we're going to have down the road. Okay. So what we're going to have here is basically the same as this object. So what is on there? Base map. Control click to show preview. Oh, there we go. TV screen 1. So we are going to show, we're going to put a camera above Giant Rusty. And I want the portal to, when you get close to the portal, or have a switch next to it. That might be a better idea. A switch next to it, you can turn the portal on and off. So it'll show what's on the other side of the portal. You know, kind of like the game Portal. You know, when the portal hits the surface, it shows you what you will be going into, which is the other portal. And that's just a camera. That's just a set of cameras. And then a display surface. So what I'm going to be doing is taking a surface like this TV here and putting it right in front of there. Because we have, if you look here, it's TV camera and TV quad. So the camera is right here, kind of hanging in the ceiling like a security camera. And what it sees, this little quarter here with hydroponics, is displayed right there. This will be important for when we start doing all the TV screens and the little security camera. Because some of the fun of having chat interaction is spawning little mischief, little chat avatars. Spawning little chat avatars. And y'all running around. Well, I gotta keep an eye on you, like Five Nights at Freddy's style, in the office on those monitors. Those monitors, which are, again, right here. There we go. You know what? This might be a good spot to end the night. Because now I can tell I'm running out of brain power. And also, this requires a little bit more thinking. Because I don't remember the exact steps to set this up for a camera rendering within the game. There's like 3 different steps. It's kind of annoying. It is kind of annoying. I believe this one. No, this is render test. There's another one here. Yeah, see, I don't even know where I put it. It's in stuff. Might be in stuff. It's not in stuff. Yeah, see, I have to dig it out. I have to dig out where, you know, where these items are. Like where this guy is. TV screen 01. I guess I can search for it. But I need to refresh my memory on like this render texture and the settings for it. Very important. Because what you do here is you have the camera output to a render texture, and you take that render texture and put it on a material that is on the target object, your simulated screen, like we have in my head here. Yeah, that is not a thing for 10 p.m. before we're gonna sign off. So we will save that for next time. Instead, we watch some monitors fall. Let's see how they land. I still have to add the colliders for the bottoms, for the base of the monitors, because right now they kind of pass through each other. Ooh, and this Unity is not set properly. Did you see him fall? Did you see him fall? Good times. Ooh, spooky. Oh, but I'm definitely looking forward to having all the controls be the same in both projects. In both projects. Definitely looking for them being the same. Make this a little bigger. Make this window a little right size. There we go. I haven't been in here in a minute. I haven't been in here in a little bit. But yes, we do have our logo on the boxes. Nowhere else. We haven't edited the other textures yet. But I am definitely looking forward to turning all these things on and off, having switches instead of hotkeys, like this desk lamp. This desk lamp right here. You have to tap it, interact with it to turn it on and off. Instead of having the hotkeys everywhere. This is going to be very handy. Do I even have... Nope, I don't. Okay. Warehouse. And we have the inside of Rusty's head. We do need to finish this up too. I did not get around to finishing this up off screen. I've had a very busy springtime so far. It has just been a whole thing this season. Yeah. Ooh, Nix, I am looking forward to it. I am definitely looking forward to it. There we go. There we go. I was just in a warehouse this weekend moving tons of crap around. Oh, some of it hadn't been moved since the building was built, and it was covered in like a thick layer of grime. Yeah, Oh, sorry, Boom. We don't have the redeems in this one. But I did add some interactivity, for myself at least, for the other project. Now, I was just saying, I'm very much looking forward to consolidating them so all my hotkeys are in the same place. We have properly physicsed. You know, they'll respond to gravity as soon as I hit play, because I didn't want to place all these monitors like manually so they looked haphazard. So instead they will just there. That's where they're going to be now. That's where they're going to be. Because it was too much work to make them look like they fell in a certain way. So I'm just going to let them fall in a certain way. Yeah. But yes, we added interactivity. Or the starting of interactivity, at least. For me, I am now finally got through some tutorials, and let's see. Finally went through some tutorials on how to use the canvas, we call it. Basically making a UI, so we can do things like interact with objects. Like I'm looking at this console here in front of me. Simple enough. Turn on, turn off. Nice. Let's go over here to the office. We added, as another experiment, we added a light switch. It's a little tricky. I have to play with, maybe I'll find a way to increase the size of the ray cast, you know, point, the crosshairs for where I'm interacting with it, especially on small objects like this switch right here. See, you gotta hit it in just the right spot, because the light switch is only, well, this big. See? See? Nice, nice. Oh, and we've got an ad in progress. What a good time to raid out. I've got to call it a night. But yes, a very universal script for toggling is what that light switch is using. Yes, and I can apply it to so many different things. But now I know the basics of how to assign these events and generic events for controlling other objects. It's already called a night. I know. Okay, let's lock the camera here so I don't take you all with my cursor. Another thing I need to work on. On what everything is up to. All right. We are going to find someone to raid. Hopefully. I didn't have luck last time. Or I need to follow more people. I might just need to follow more cool folks. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Really, Monday night is not a super popular night for our circle, is it? And Mega Mocap rated into me. Otherwise, I know a few times on Mondays I've rated into him. Darn, we are just going to. Oh wait, we got someone here. It looks like he's playing a game, but let's just see. Let's see what they're working on first, I suppose. You know what? They're playing a game, but they do cool interactive stuff too. I do not remember how to pronounce their name, but we are going to raid. Let's start a raid. We're going to raid to, I want to say, Satolux? So we'll go say hi to them. They do some really cool dev stuff too. I think, if I remember correctly, in Unity. So I'm sorry, Unreal folk. But I think I found them via a Fruitsy raid a while back. But yes, Let's do a raid message. Do I just have it raid? I do have it just raid. Okay. Otherwise, let's see. Let's do this. Rusty raid. And we'll do some nodders. Okay. I'm going to use this one because I can. But yes, Wednesday, hopefully I'll have the robot running. No promises. No promises. As always, it all depends on how much time I get to set things up. But I'm going to play some games this time. To be decided. To be decided. So, thank you all for stopping by. Thanks again to Mocap for rating. And we'll catch you all Wednesday. Or around. All right. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. See you later. Okay. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I need an outro screen. I need a stream ending scene here.